Mr. Brendan Grace. How are you, Brendan?
I'm delighted, Joe, to be here with you and surrounded by all these pretty ladies.
What about me?
I'll tell you what, you're not too bad yourself.
Thank you very much, Brendan.
How are you keeping?
I'm good.
You were saying a comedy legend.
Yes.
Well, one of the greatest comedy legends is here in Limerick. Yeah, his name is Noonan.
Go on.
Yeah, he's a minister. I believe though he wasn't well today. Yeah. Somebody told me that he apparently had a nightmare last night and he hasn't been the same since. He was dreaming that all the money he was spending was his own. You're supposed to laugh out loud. If I had an audience like you, I'd be
we're on screen as well because we're going to video this and put it up on Facebook. You tell me you were in Croom.
I was. And by the way, as regards Mick Wallace paying his fine, I just want to make one comment. If he was to give all the money he saves on hairdressing and put it together, he could pay his fine.
Tell me about
yes,
the
I was in Croom. Yeah. I was in Croom Orthopaedic, a wonderful hospital, wonderful people, wonderful patients, and I got a new knee.
Right.
I got a new knee put in, and that was a few months ago. So I'm almost at the end of it now. I'm still using a walking cane, and a lot of people would think when I'm on stage that I'm drunk. I have to use the cane for support, but they're a great hospital, and I want to say hello to them all and all the patients down there.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They do super work.
It's great.
You look as though you've lost a fair bit of weight as well.
Well, no, what's happened is I'm getting younger, Joe.
Is that it?
Every time you come in here. The age process is in reverse.
Yes.
And I'll soon be a teenager.
I wish I could do the same thing. I'd be very happy with it.
Wouldn't it be great though? Imagine if life started at the end and went the other way.
That's right, like that movie Benjamin Button.
What was it?
That movie Benjamin Button was all about that.
Yes, yeah.
Do you remember that?
What?
He got younger.
Things have been going great, and I've been, pacing myself as best as I can. I live in America, but when I'm in Ireland, I've really no fixed abode because I'm in a hotel every night doing shows. But I live out in the Ballina, Killaloo area, which is a beautiful part, and dare I say it, with the beautiful Shannon and Lochderg is, it's a lovely place to be. But unfortunately nowadays, with the dreadful floods, it's a nightmare for some people.
It is tough, isn't it?
Such a majestic, beautiful river and waterway and lake, and to cause such devastation.
How long have you been coming to Limerick to perform, Brendan?
I'll tell you now, Joe. I've been my first country appearance outside of Dublin, because I'm a city boy, was actually in Kilrush, in a place called the Galleon in Kilrush, and I remember it was back in 1967 when I was with the Gingerman folk group. I wasn't Brendan Grace then. That's 47 years ago. Do I look like...
No, you really don't now, to be fair.
And I always remember Limerick was always very, very close to my heart. And my stomach as well, because I remember when we would be coming back from Kilrush and the Merryman and Scarf, we used to come back through Limerick and we'd go into, do you remember Dirty Dick's?
Just about.
The Treaty Cafe, you're too young to remember. The Treaty Cafe.
Don't sound so shocked.
And
I've been nice to you since the start.
all the bands and all that, we used to stop in that restaurant or cafe in Limerick. So I'm coming to Limerick for as long as I can remember, and I've always loved and I've always been close.
We had another great performer, another legend on the show last week, Phil Coulter, talking about 50 years in the business.
Yeah.
How do you manage it? Is it one foot in front of the other kind of stuff? Do you look back and go, jeepers, I'm still doing this after all these years?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I'd have to like it. I'm the kind of a person that if I didn't like it, I would, take off my hat and hang it up. But I love the camaraderie and I love the ambience. The whole thing about show business for me is great. And I love Ireland. Even though I live abroad, I'm back. I think I work part-time for Aer Lingus because I'm back and forward from Shannon. And I just love the business.
Yeah.
And it's each year that goes by, I've been lucky to be so popular for so many years.
And have audiences changed? Have their tastes changed? The way they respond to your comedy changed?
Not really, because comedy is very traditional, and I consider myself vaudeville. You know, I mean, I go back to I learned my comedy from people I've seen or listened to on the television. Again, referring to Limerick, Tom and Pascal, you know, were a great influence on me. And do you remember a fella called Dinjo?
Yes, I do. Just.
Dinjo, yeah.
Just.
I don't know whether he was from Limerick or not, but Cork he was from.
Yeah.
And I learned from people like that. And comedy has always remained with me, you know, something that I enjoy doing, and something that I can make comedy situations and things I see, and I also tell traditional jokes.
Yes.
And a lot of comedians nowadays don't.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, comedy, yes, it has changed. There's no doubt. And I also see, with comedy nowadays, you know, there's a lot more than when I started. Goodness me, when I started off, there's only a handful.
Yeah.
But I'm still here.
Well, let's just hear a little bit of you in action then.
Oh, me?
No, Brendan there doing his thing. I was at Kevin Bridges, a young Scottish comedian, really good in the Olympia, and he was handling a heckler, and to be honest, he didn't do a great job of it. How have you handled hecklers over the years?
Well, over the years, I don't get hecklers now, funny enough. They're probably afraid of me. But I remember years ago, I learned that the idea with a heckler is to let them become a nuisance to the people around them, and they'll deal with it. And basically that's what I do. I just go along with it.
Yeah. Living in the States, it's Florida, isn't it? That's where you're...
Florida and Boston.
And Boston, yeah.
I live in Duke. That's why I'm so big. I fit into both states.